Look up. What's up there? Do you see any clouds? Did you know on average clouds cover about 67% of the earth? Have you ever laid down on some nice green grass and looked up at the sky and tried to find shapes in the clouds? Do you feel happy when the sky is bright blue and there are fluffy white clouds floating aimlessly by? Or do you feel sad when the sky is filled with clouds and everything is gray? Clouds can have an impact on your emotions, and the color that they are is based on what's inside of them. So what is in clouds?
I need to ask you a question. What is in clouds?
You may have heard before that clouds are made up of water. And yep, that's what's in clouds. Okay, bye. See you next time. Wait, that doesn't really make too much sense if you think about it. So clouds are just water? So are lakes just clouds in the ground? Or is the water that you drink just clouds in a cup? Let's try an experiment. I have some water here. Let's try putting it in the air and see if we can make some clouds. No clouds. So are clouds really made up of water? While water is correct, really small bunches of water is a more specific answer. I don't want to say drops of water because when I imagine drops, it's something that I can easily see. And things that I can see, I imagine should fall to the ground because of gravity. So how do clouds stay floating in the sky? Well, imagine the dust you can see floating through the air. I see dust right here. How does that float in the air if it's something you can see but doesn't fall to the ground? Those dust particles are so light they can float in the air. The same thing happens with water. All the water particles together are hard to see until there are many of them in the same area. That's what a cloud is. There are three main states of matter that we're familiar with: solid, liquid, and gas. There's a fourth state of matter called plasma, which is superheated matter like our sun, but we're not going to worry about that for now. All three states of matter are found in the making of clouds. We have solid water, ice, liquid water, and water vapor for gas. You can feel water vapor in the air when it gets very humid. If you step outside your door and say, "Oh, it's muggy today," that's a large amount of water vapor in the air. Or if you go to the mountains when it's cold and spend a day there and your hands get all dry, that's a low amount of water vapor in the air there. So if there can be low amounts of water vapor and it's very dry, and high amounts of water vapor and it's very humid, but still no clouds are forming around us, then what makes clouds form? Clouds form when there are too many water vapor particles in a specific area. What makes that happen? You can think of it like this. Imagine you're driving in a car on a freeway and it has 4 lanes. Then they close 2 of those lanes for construction. All the cars that used to be spread out on the road are now condensed into one area, and you have a traffic jam. Now imagine those cars are water vapor particles, and the lane closure is because the air is getting colder. Colder air can hold less water vapor. The air may be getting colder because it's being pushed up the side of a mountain, and the higher it goes, the colder it gets. Now the water vapor particles are starting to group together and turn into liquid water or ice, depending on the temperature, and a cloud has formed. Why are some clouds white while other clouds are gray? Our atmosphere is made up of mostly nitrogen and oxygen, and when the light passes through that, it disperses the light in a way that causes us to see blue. That's where we get our blue sky from. When water builds up in the sky, it disperses the light in a different way that causes us to see white. That's why we have white clouds. And when the amount of water in a cloud increases, it decreases the amount of sunlight that gets through, which makes it appear darker or gray. And when the water builds up too much in the clouds, it's not able to float anymore and it falls to earth. And that's where rain comes from. In the end, water is the correct answer to what is in clouds, but it takes a little more understanding of how and why to fully appreciate the answer. Uh-oh, the clouds are getting darker. That means they're filling up with more water. You know what that means? It's gonna rain. Thanks for watching. If you learned something and enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you like to consider, it's cold. It's cold. Subscribe if you want. Okay.